Are you a beginner at drawing? There's one question I believe that you need to ask yourself at the start. The reason why you need to ask this question is because I think it's very helpful to think of drawing as a journey. We start at whatever place for whatever reason, but we don't want to stay in that place. We want to progress and we want to end up in another place. And in fact, there are many different pathways that we can end up traveling that can take us to all sorts of different places. Some of them we might be aware of, and some of them we may not have any idea that they exist when we start learning to draw. And this can make it a lot of fun. But it can also mean that we can make certain choices without being particularly aware even that we're making them. And at some time down the track, we realize that we've gone down a different track than the one we thought we were going to, and that we haven't ended up in the place that we were wanting to. And this may or may not be a problem. But if it is a problem, if we thought we were going to end up somewhere where we now haven't got, it can be very frustrating. It can even make us wonder whether we're able to get to that place, or whether in fact we shouldn't have started the journey in the first place. It can be infuriating, and we can end up very frustrated and discouraged. And we certainly didn't start to draw for that. But there is a very easy way to make sure this doesn't happen. And that's to ask ourselves the very simple question, why am I wanting to draw? Why have I started this journey? And it can be very helpful to sit down and to really ponder why. We may have started with a whole range of ideas of why we're doing it swirling around in the back of our head. It may not have occurred to us that we need to have a purpose. And quite frankly, if we don't care where we end up, we don't. But if after pondering, why am I doing this? What am I hoping to get out of it? Where am I hoping to be at the end of it? If I do work through these questions, and if I do get an answer, then that answer will enable me to navigate all the choices of different pathways to different destinations that I have. All of these things will help me navigate towards what I'm hoping to achieve, where I'm hoping to be at some stage in the future. And of course, we can have several different reasons why we're doing it. The point I want to make though, and this is really important, is that we have to have a main reason. I have to, if I get 3 or 4 different reasons why I'm starting to draw, why I'm learning to draw, I have to choose the one which is stronger than all the others. Why is that? Because the simple truth is that we can only have one main reason. That's what makes it the main reason. And as we start the drawing journey, there are so many choices, there are so many possibilities in so many different areas, whether it's how we draw, when we draw, what we draw with, whose videos we watch, that at times it will be by keeping the main reason why I'm learning to draw in my head that will enable me to make the choices that I need to make to get me there, because many of these choices are incompatible. Some of these choices might be like a left turn on my journey, but other choices that are equally attractive might be a right turn in my journey. And clearly, I can't do both at once and end up in the same place. So what place do I want to end up in? In fact, the place I want to end up in may be straight ahead, or maybe the place I really want to end up in is a turn-off that I missed 3 months ago because I was dazzled by the thought of a different possibility at the time. But we can only have one main goal. And if we understand what that goal is and why we have it, then that can help us to navigate all the possible choices. The choices may be incompatible techniques, and they may be more general, and the issue is I simply don't have time to pursue both, or all 3, or all 4, and still get to where I'm wanting to go in a time that will satisfy me. Here are a few possible examples of why I might be starting to learn to draw. The first is simply to have fun. I've done a little bit of playing around with a pen and paper, and it was fun, and I impressed myself with my results, and I thought, let's keep having fun. Or it may not be so much a personal, individual enjoyment. I may want to have the social interaction that having something that I can go to, say, local classes for will give me. I want to be with a group of people or learning a skill and have the enjoyment of doing that together. So I want to go to a local art course and do some basic drawing with other beginners. Maybe I envisage that this can be a bit of a side hustle. I'd like to be able to make some money on the side after my main job is done. And I'm thinking if I can make some creative things with drawing to sell, that would work really well. And with drawing, we can do it at home. It's not going to be very expensive. And so I think this will be a great side hustle area to be in. Or maybe I have a dream, for some reason, of being a full-time artist. And I'm thinking that drawing is a good starting point to then go on and perhaps do painting of one form or another. That I dream of having exhibitions and opening nights and so forth. Or maybe I'm seeing a drawing journey as a possibility for a social media subject, that I can use my journey perhaps to develop blogs and posts and videos, that it will give me content to chart the journey with, and that I can use these journeys to develop my various social media platforms for whatever reason I have for wanting to grow them. Or I may not have a goal that's so far distant as that in terms of what I use my drawing for, but I may have a very strong goal to improve as quickly as possible. That my goal at this point is simply to learn to draw as well as I can, as fast as I can, and then I'll decide where I go from there. In which case, my rapid improvement is my goal, and I'll make the decisions I need to make about what I do, how, when, and where based on that. Maybe I've just always thought I had a bit of natural talent for drawing, and I'm just curious to see, am I right? People have said it when I was a kid, on and off. I used to draw cartoons and people were impressed. I was impressed. It was a lot of fun. I'm just wanting to see if there are possibilities from that. But whatever our reason is, however professionally focused, financially focused, or simply fun focused those goals are, it's important to know at this point what is the main one, because I will need to use that to make the best choices. Here's a few examples. If, for instance, when I start to learn to draw, I really want to just enjoy being creative, I have no idea what I want to do with anything, I just want to have fun and explore different options. Well, in that case, it would make sense to play around with pencils, with pens of colours or monochrome, charcoal, pastels, watercolour, mixed media, whatever, to dabble here and there and just get a feel of possibilities and challenges, and that may satisfy me, or it may help me decide something I want to do further down the track, or it may help me work out what I'd like to concentrate on, something that gives me more fun, more satisfaction than the other areas. If, however, my purpose is to become as good as I can, to progress my skill level as quickly as I can, then I'd be better off choosing one area, probably pencil or pen, and staying in that and going deep in that one area. It's faster to go deep to learn more skills if we stay in the one niche, because our skills will build on each other, will be foundational for more skills, and we will, if you like, go higher, faster when we build in the one location. And even if we then change from that medium to another one, we will learn skills in going deep in the one place that will be transferable, and so we'll have a head start, if you like, in that area. If we do a little bit of everything, we'll end up developing just shallow skills in all of those. There's no right or wrong, it's just what serves the purpose that I have. But if I haven't answered the question, then I may not know what my purpose is. And if my aim is more just to have fun and enjoyment in my leisure time, then I might watch a lot of drawing videos that really are more about entertainment than teaching. And that's fine, because I'm wanting to be entertained by the whole process. That's my goal. That's why I'm doing this, for enjoyment. But if I'm wanting to become a full-time artist down the track, and I'm starting this journey hoping to finish up there, then Choosing videos for their entertainment value rather than their teaching value may not be such a good choice. I might want to be watching videos that are more to do with learning, that are focused on learning in a progressive way. Even if it feels more like school, that may still get me to where I want to go, not just faster, but at all, if I start to watch videos that aren't taking me to that place. If I'm hoping to have a bit of a side hustle and sell some things at markets, then it may make sense for me to watch videos and to practice a style of drawing and to use a medium that can be readily adapted to a range of products that I can produce with those drawings on them in some way. In other words, I might get to that place more effectively if I make choices based on the, if you like, commercial end results that I want to be having. But if personal satisfaction is what I'm after, then I can draw whatever I like, whenever I like, however I like, as long as I'm satisfied by the process and the results. There's no right or wrong answer to this question, but if I don't have any answer in mind, I can end up making choices that aren't just not going to take me to where I'd like to be, but in fact, they may not take me anywhere at all. I may end up making so many incompatible choices that I spend my time drawing, going round and round in circles in a way that just frustratingly leaves me stranded. And if I honestly don't know the answer to the question, then that's fine too. But if I'm aware that there is a question that needs an answer, at some point along the journey, I may come to understand, may come to realize what my aim is, what my purpose is, what my goal is with my drawing. That then makes it clearer. And maybe I need to do a little experimenting before I get to that place. G'day, I'm Stephen Travers. If this has been interesting, please hit the like button. Personally, one of the most helpful reasons I've found for knowing why I'm doing this is to help me persevere when the going gets tough. And the going does get tough, really, if we're doing it for any reason except purely fun. But if there's something in mind at some point down the road, whatever it is for whatever purpose, there will be times when the traveling becomes exhausting. And it's very helpful at that point not to give up, but to remind myself of why I'm doing this, where I'm trying to end up. If necessary, take a break, regroup, plan the next stage of the journey perhaps slightly differently, but to persevere with it. But look, for whatever reason you want to draw, however that works out, whatever you draw with, whatever you draw, whatever time you spend, make sure you have fun. A fun journey is always an easier one to go on. I'll see you next time. Bye.